Be sure to subscribe for more content.
What is up, ladies and gents? Welcome to the BigBC Finance Channel, and I hope you're having a very lovely day. So in today's video, we're going to be talking all about Crow, what has happened to it recently, and do we think it has bottomed out at these levels? Of course, I'll be giving you my price prediction as well for Crow, so be sure to stay tuned for all of that. And of course, if you do like this content on this channel, and you haven't done so already, be sure to smash the like button and subscribe for more like this. So with that being said, let's jump straight into this video. Let's get these annotations back on the screen, and we're in a very interesting area here on Crow at the moment. What you'll notice is when you first look at the charts, on the 1 hour chart here on Crow, we've come down to the same level pretty much twice. This is this trend line down here, pretty much at the 5.5 cents region on Crow. Let me just put that in quite a vibrant color because this is a very important level. So the price has come down on Crow to this level once in this region here and once in this region here. Now, in between that region, we saw the prices of Crow come to a certain level, which is around 5.75 cents. So we can draw some sort of resistance line that looks like this. Of course, we come back down to test 5.5 cents, and what we've seen over the past few hours here on Crow are the prices pretty much shut up quite quickly all the way to around 5.9 cents, right by this purple line, which I'll talk about in a second. And now we've come back down. So of course, this could have been a very nice head and shoulders pattern. We did see it confirmed. We saw the prices break through this neckline on an increase in volume as well, and of course the price target, just for educational purposes, should have been this distance here. So we've actually would have seen the prices head to around 6 cents here on Crow if we saw the price target met, and it did look likely. Of course, prices went up really quick. You can tell by this candle here that there was initially a lot of price movement within this hour, but unfortunately we got rejected at this purple line. This purple line, if I just zoom out, you'll see how important it is here on Crow, because it is a long-term resistance on the price of Crow. So just like that we bounced off this yellow line twice, we've seen the price get rejected on multiple important occasions on this purple line here. So this kind of price area that we've seen most recently, where we saw a breakout to the upside from this head and shoulders pattern and got rejected, was the fact that we got rejected from this resistance here, and it just makes it all the more important. So this, of course, is a resistance going in this downwards direction, kind of like this, so we can extend it. And of course, if the price of Crow is going to continue to respect this resistance, then what we'll see is probably a few more tests, and the price gets rejected each time it gets tested. And for the bottom here of Crow at 5.5 cents, I've shown you twice where the price of Crow already touches it. But if we go back in Crow's history, what you'll notice is that the price actually comes down to this level almost perfectly as well, right after the FTX crash on Crow. And that isn't it. If we go back in time here on Crow, it pretty much forms the all-time bottom. In fact, let me just go on the one-day chart to save a bit of time for us. If we go back in time to the start of 2021, again, you can see that this yellow line forms pretty much a perfect bottom here for the price of Crow. Very important level. As you see, we've seen it already been tested 3 times in 2022, and now at the start of 2021, we've got at least 3 tests in this region where the price has come down to this yellow line and bounced up in the upwards direction. So really what we have is a scenario where we've got this resistance here that's very well respected on Crow for literally a month and a half, and we've got this long-term price support level at 5.5 cents. Both of them very well respected by the price, but of course, as you can see, what will probably happen next is Crow will have to make its mind up which one it's going to respect. Is it going to respect this resistance here, this purple resistance, and break below this 5.5 cents level? If it does, extremely bearish. Or is it going to respect this the 5.5 cents region on Crow, and is it going to break through the resistance in the upwards direction? And of course, in any case, it should be a major event here on Crow in terms of a large price move coming from it. Of course, we can measure this as some sort of triangle, and with a triangle, the price target of it is the first test of support and resistance. And so if we do see this triangle respected, we can expect quite a huge price target, because the first test of the resistance is up here at 9.8 cents. The test of support is at 5.5 cents, and we just grab the distance between the two and drag it to wherever the price may break out, and that gives us a possibility for a 77% pump here on Crow. If the prices break through this resistance, we can treat it like a triangle, and this could be the price target from such a move. Now, as you can see, that would put the price target on Crow at around the 10-cent mark, which would be absolutely amazing for the bulls. Now, another way we can construe this as well, because chart patterns are not always perfect, so we want to consider multiple possibilities, is as a massive double bottom pattern. Now, this is one I've been watching for a while. If you see my previous videos on Crow, you'll know that I spotted this quite a bit before. But basically, another chart pattern that we could be seeing is a double bottom pattern that looks a little bit like this. We've got some sort of reliable neckline. As you can see, we have this resistance where the price has come again to touch it several times, twice in this region here, and we've got one quite nice test here. And so we have a fairly nice neckline here at the 7.4, 7.5 cents region. And of course, we have our bottom down here at 5.5 cents, this yellow line. And of course, this is not really, and of course, in a very similar way to how we saw this shorter term double bottom here, I'm looking at this longer term double bottom. And of course, if you remember in my previous videos as well, if you did watch them, you noticed that I was a little bit skeptical when I talked about this double bottom pattern, because of course, what needed to happen in order for this double bottom pattern, this longer term one that I was talking about here, for that to happen, we needed the price to get to 7.4, 7.5 cents where the neckline is in the first place. So what we needed for the price to do is to get to this level first, and then once it got to this level, we need to see an increase in volume, increase in momentum to tell us that we've broken out from the neckline, and only then would we have seen the price target from this double bottom, which is this distance here between the neckline and 5.5 cents, which would take us to 9.3 cents. Now, of course, this revelation with this trend line going down, this one here, is that, of course, now it gives us a deadline as to when we could see this happen. Of course, if we see a breakout from the triangle to the upside, this gives us motive for the price to get to this neckline in the first place. So it makes this double bottom pattern all the more convincing. Of course, the price target from this triangle as well was nearly 10 cents. So these two actually now work in tandem, in my opinion. Of course, if we break out to the upside, not only do we see a price target from this triangle, we also see a price target from this double bottom pattern once we reach 7.4 cents. So that is some really good news. Just to reiterate as well, if you didn't quite understand, basically we're seeing two bullish chart patterns in play in one go, and obviously if we see two of them, that just adds two pieces of evidence instead of one to suggest we're going to reach a price target that's towards the 10 cents mark. Of course, the only condition is one of them requires the price to get to 7.4 cents, which now this triangle has kind of confirmed for us if we break to the upside here. So that's the kind of implication that I'm seeing from this potential triangle that we're seeing here. Of course, like I say, we can measure when we might see some breakouts, and of course we can measure how long Crow has until it can make its mind up whether it's going to break below 5.5 cents or break through this resistance. And you can see down here, that's in about 4 days time when those two trend lines converge into each other. So in 4 days time, Crow will have to make its mind up at some point which one it's going to do. Is it going to break through this resistance, or is it going to break below the support? And of course, in 4 days time from filming this video, it is Christmas Day, December the 25th. So if everything goes according to the Christmas spirit, we should head in this upwards direction here. Of course, no guarantees whatsoever, but if we see the price of Crow do something like that, what an absolute treat that would be for all the bulls out there. And of course, what I'd expect then is for the price to slowly but surely head in the upwards direction. It doesn't have to be one swift motion like this. For example, what we could see is over the course of several days, several weeks, we could see the price starting to head up to 7.4 cents as a result from the breakout of that triangle. And once we head to 7.4 cents and we see an increase in momentum and volume, then I'd expect that breakout from the double bottom pattern as well. So really exciting stuff here on Crow. So if we have a look at the MACD and the RSI on the longer term time frame, the 1 day chart here, basically what we can see, let's start with the RSI. Basically with the RSI, we can see that it went below this dashed line at the very bottom here. That's the region for the RSI to become oversold in. So that is a value of 30. We see over the past few days, I don't know if you can see that clearly, but the line dropped just below it and then it came back up once again. And of course, when the RSI goes into oversold and comes out of oversold, so gets a value of above 30 once again, that presents itself as a buy signal. So the RSI on the 1 day chart is actually presenting a buy signal here on Crow. Of course, the value now is at 34, which of course in itself is bearish, but we do get the buy signal from the RSI, which is definitely a good sign. Now with the MACD here, we are seeing some sort of crossover. So We are seeing a very slight crossover of the MACD line and the signal line here, not enough to signal a buy or a sell signal, but if they start to cross over a little bit more, then it would actually be a sell signal, since we got a buy signal way over at the end of November here on CRO. The green bars on the histogram are actually showing that we've got a little bit of bullish momentum as opposed to bearish momentum here on CRO, so that's quite a good thing. But if we do see further drops in price on CRO, then this I do think will be some sort of sell signal from the MACD, so I'm paying attention to these for sure as well. But all in all, RSI and MACD not looking too bad whatsoever. And so that's pretty much all I have to say here on CRO. Basically, as a summary of everything on the very short term, I do think we've seen some sort of double bottom pattern that looks like this. This was our neckline, and we did try to see some sort of breakout to the upside here, but we got rejected by a trend line looking like this in purple, and that's why we've come back down a little bit prematurely. On the longer time frame, I'm looking out for this triangle formation between this long-term purple resistance that we have here on CRO and this 5.5 cents support level on CRO, both very important levels, and therefore we should see a decision made by the CRO price happen. We should see a decision of the CRO price happen in the very near future. Will it go through the resistance and in the upwards direction? If it does that, the price target becomes nearer 10 cents, or do we see a breakdown below this? And if we break below this 5.5 cent support, the price target becomes 1 cent on CRO. Of course, it might not get there in one go. That is a massive drop. However, that would be the price target from the triangle that I'm looking at. So, and in addition to that as well, I'm looking at this double bottom formation on the longer term here. You can probably see it better on the 4-hour chart. This one with the neckline where the 2 arrows are, as well as the 5.5 cents level. And of course, this double bottom pattern, this longer one, feeds into this triangle that we are seeing, in the sense that they both have a similar price target nearer this 10 cents region there. So kind of really what I am monitoring. Of course, I will update my trading view if I do make a trade from this triangle formation here. The link is in the description below if you want to follow me on there. But otherwise, that's all I have to say in this video. Thank you so much for watching. Do let me know in the comments if you're holding any CRO. And of course, if you found this video helpful, be sure to smash the like button and subscribe to this channel if you haven't done so already. But otherwise, I'll see you guys in my next video.